Hey, this is Mike again, and I'm going to talk a little bit about some accessories that I got with the Sigma DP2Q. And one of the recommended things, of course, is a battery pack. And right now there are no third-party battery packs that I can recommend that I've tried. So I'll give you a little bit more information about that later. My recommendation is carry around 4 batteries if you're looking at a close to full day of shooting. However, there are some other accessories that I do recommend, and one of them is the lens hood. This is the LH4-01. You can get it for about $20, and it's actually quite big. I have tried a third-party one for $6 or $7, and it seems to fit and look pretty cool. But there's nothing like having the bayonet mount on there, whereas the other ones were screw in directly to the 58 millimeter lens threads here. So this goes on real easily, just like that. As you can see, it adds substantially to the size of the front. So if you put this down, you see it will actually kind of tilt up, and then the bottom rubber things don't really make much sense after that. So that's something to keep in mind. See, look at that. That's the profile view. As you can see, if you get the $80 case, which I haven't gotten, it might actually level it out. But as you can see, if you put this on here, you're definitely going to get some extra wear here on the bottom wherever you set the camera down. So that's something to keep in mind. And it does definitely add to the look. But really, it's about cutting down on the lens flare. And I do have some examples of what the lens flare looks like. It actually adds a little bit of weird color on the sensor, which is very unfortunate. But I've been told that it's been minimized compared to the previous generation. But I have seen it, and it is pretty annoying. So getting something that cuts down on the lens flare is definitely advisable. Okay, so the other piece is this viewfinder. I've used this throughout a whole trip. And I found it of somewhat limited value. I didn't think that it was worth the $250 that the asking price that that everybody is asking for on here. It's very well constructed, and it is actually very clear, and it does its job, which is pretty much just to help you with framing. The fault that I find is that the autofocus of the unit is not as good. So in situations where, so it has very limited use. Looks really cool, as you can see. This is what it looks like. On top, you definitely get a little bit more looks on here. You can shoot a little bit more like the rangefinder, and with the built-in capabilities like the Sigma DP2Qs, you can have it turn off the screen completely while you're shooting, so that you can just purely look through here and get the shot. The problem I have is that in less than light ideal situations, the autofocus is not that great. So I find that if I'm shooting through here, I'm thinking something might be in focus, but then I find out that it actually turned out to be not in focus. So it's good only for certain circumstances. And I'd say I'd pretty much only have this useful in a day of shooting maybe 20% of the time, 20 to 25% of the time, which does not warrant the $250 cost of getting this. But I will say that if you do want to maximize the amount of battery life that you got from the camera, obviously shooting without the screen on and then using this to frame could be a good idea. I just would not count on it because the focus system, it's pretty much about the focus system. If they improve the focus system on the DP2Q, where I'm pretty sure I'm going to get the shot, and only in certain scenarios, and I'm absolutely certain that I'm going to get the shot, then it's worth it. So I would say definitely get the lens hood at $20. This I might do a pass on it, unless you absolutely love shooting in that style. One of the more frequently asked questions I get is when you're looking through here with the lens hood, does the lens hood kind of block it? And yes, actually it does. I don't know if it would actually come through here, but look, this is kind of the view that you get through there. And as you can see, it is the lens hood does kind of block the viewfinder just a little bit. But if you just use this for a framing guide, it's okay. And I do like using it during the daytime. So those are 2 of the accessories that I did get with the Sigma. Some other things that I might look into getting a little bit more is maybe some sort of third-party adapter that allows me to go ahead and plug in through the USB port here to do the the remote triggering via cable, so that minimizes shutter shock. or whatever shock, any shock actually whatsoever on a tripod. Right now I just use the controls on here to go ahead and adjust to delay the shot by 2 seconds or 10 seconds or 12 seconds, vice versa. One other thing I do like about is interval timer, which is really cool, but you know, I'll save that for a separate video where I can go over a little bit more of the functionality of the camera if you guys are interested. Or, you know, if you want to know more about this, feel free to comment down below on the page and let me know what else you would like to know about it. Okay, thanks for watching.